Oh man, I love playing RPGs with kids. There's many reasons, but three top ones. So number one is when they realize, especially like newer players, when they realize that they are the ones in charge, like seeing that switch go off in their head with like, wow, I'm like the grown up here, I'm the responsible one. That empowerment is amazing, will often carry through the rest of their life. So like my niece was playing and a giant swamp basilisk came in. Everybody in the town's running for their lives. Everybody's running. And she's like, wait a second, I have to deal with this. And like grabs her spear and turns around and like makes a heroic thing. That just seeing that moment where like my timid niece's character is now just like going toe to toe with like a 2,000-pound lizard. Unbelievable. The second thing I really like is kids approach the game with just an open mind, where they have fresh eyes and no preconceived notions. Things tend to be a little more lively, different. You go into uncharted territory, which you don't always get when you play with grown-ups, particularly if they have kind of set ideas of how everything works. So for instance, I had a brand new player and she wanted to use her poison spray cantrip to surreptitiously spray some poison into the stew that the kobolds were eating. Not at all how the spell works, but you know what? It was awesome. And of course you say yes, and she makes a roll and she gets it in. It becomes this really cool story moment when she poisons all the kobolds and they figure out a way to bypass this encounter in a really unexpected and interesting way. That's a cool story moment that they'll remember forever. So playing with kids really helps you lean into the narrative over the rules and just find some really unexpected territory there. And three, props, right? Kids love physical toys, right? And it's an excuse to play with your toys. My youngest loves when I do a build. And if there's a build on the table covered with cloth, he's just like, oh, I can't wait to see it, Daddy. And as soon as I like uncover the build, when I discover it, his mind is already going. It's like, how can I use that? How can I use this? It becomes this three-dimensional puzzle and you can just like watch it happen. So it's a great excuse to just put your toys out on the table and play. So when you're playing make-believe, kids come to the table as equals with grown-ups. And I just find that so much fun.